here on the Rich Eisen Show every Tuesday. This man has his spot, and he's making it again. We're thrilled to have him. He is Indianapolis Colts on Colts Cam, Matthew Hasselbeck. How are you, Matthew?
I'm good, Rich. I wanted to take a quick second, offer my condolences on the loss of Stuart Scott. I think all of us in America feel like we know him. Some of us, like myself, knew him just a little bit, but yeah. I know he was a close friend of yours, so I wanted to just publicly say that. And did a great tribute to him the other day.
Thank you.
Impressive.
Thanks, Matthew. And I noticed there was, Mr. Irsay and the Colts did as Stuart say, a solid. That moment of silence was a real touch of class before your playoff game.
Yeah, it was a good moment, and it was one of those things where, as a player on the sidelines, you got the American flag on the field, and you're looking straight across over to the other sideline, and the Cincinnati Bengals. It was a moment that meant a lot to everybody in that stadium, and I think also the players for both teams. So it was a class move.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. As for that football game, what did you take from it, other than it just doesn't matter? There's no pictures in the playoff standings for sure. A win is a win.
Well, it was fun to host a home playoff game. That's something that we talked about all season long. You win your division, you get to host a home playoff game, and that's a huge advantage. We won't have that fortune this week as we go to Denver, but our crowd was into it. It helped our defense quite a bit. Our defense played amazing in the second half, shut them out in the second half. Our offense made plays when we needed to make them. We opened the game with a touchdown drive. Boom Herron came up big for us as a receiver. Basically, the Cincinnati Bengals said, hey, we're going to try to eliminate big plays, and Andrew had to show patience most of the day checking the ball down, but they did bring pressure when they got down, and Andrew made him pay with a big play to Dante Moncrief. And like I said, our defense was huge all day and kind of made them one-dimensional, made them have to throw it, and our guys made plays for us.
Our Hall of Famers on the game day final set, Dion, Irvin, Marshall, and Kurt Warner, future Hall of Famer, we're all going nuts over that luck throw to Moncrief in the end zone, stepping up in the pocket and throwing that dart all the way down the field, saying that is next level special stuff, Matthew.
Well, it was a great play. The irony of it is he had Kobe Fleener wide open on the left side of the field. So if you're a defensive coordinator trying to coach the defense on what to do better, you'd really be coaching them, hey, you got to cover Kobe Fleener better. They had two guys on Dante Moncrief. But, again, someone once said, and it's true, there's no defense for the perfect throw, and that's what that was. And Dante's a rising young player for us with great athleticism, and he's been learning from our older guys. So hopefully we're getting hot at the right time. We're going to need to.
Well, again, Luck doesn't seem like the guy's going to get caught up in any hype at all, and he's already deflected this whole him versus Peyton Manning thing because they're not on the field at the same time. But what do you think about that? I mean, all of us in the national media, we're going to start this fiesta very soon about Luck having the opportunity to end Peyton Manning's latest opportunity in his remaining window of opportunity. What do you make of all this, Matthew?
Well, we knew from Saturday night if we win, we were going to go play in Denver. Andrew and I obviously spent a lot of time together. Never once has it come up. Never once has it even almost come up. We talk about John Fox and Jack Del Rio and DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller and the great secondary that Denver has. That's what we've discussed. And I think it might be different for the other side. I know for me, when you're in one place for such a long time, you've got relationships within that organization, whether it's the owner or the equipment guys or the trainers or just friends. And so it'd probably be, I think, special and meaningful and emotional for Peyton Manning just because of the great success that he did have here for so long and the friendships that he's made. Probably be a little bit different for him, but I think for Andrew, it's pretty clean, it's pretty simple. You're going up against the defense. You look at the lineage of the coaches. You're studying them a little bit. You're studying their tendencies, their blitzes. I don't think he'll see one play on film of Denver's offense, nor will he give it any thought all week.
What about you, though? Will you give your 2 cents maybe to the other side of the ball, being a veteran quarterback, and Peyton, obviously perhaps the way that his mind operates better than most because of the fraternity, in a way, that you have? Are you at all going to chime in on that front?
I will say this, I'm the scout team quarterback every week. So last week I was Andy Dalton, running zone read and stuff like that. I feel pretty confident about my ability to pretend to be a 39-year-old quarterback this week, pocket passer, and I'll see what tricks I can get from Reggie Wayne. See if Reggie can give me some old hand signals that I can teach our defense. But other than those things, it's just going to be should be a good week.
You're going to throw an Omaha out there?
I like the highlights you're showing there, Rich. I like that.
Yeah, there you go.
And Omaha?
Yeah, you're going to throw an Omaha out there?
Yeah. There'll be a lot of Omahas.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be studying the TV copies, seeing what words I can say, make him change all his signals. That's part of the game, but I'm sure he's ready for it. No one better than him. No one better than him at doing that stuff.
We monitored the Twitter account, as we always do, of your Pro Bowl punter, your All-Pro punter, Pat McAfee, and it appears...
All-Pro.
Yeah, All-Pro.
Man of the Year and All-Pro. I don't know if any of the other Men of the Year have been All-Pro at the same time. It's a pretty good year for him.
It is quite the double dip. It does appear, though, that, as he tweeted out, Adam Vinatieri was drug tested this week. Is that a true story, Matthew?
That's a true story. Notice how it's all crumpled up and kind of ripped.
Yeah.
That just tells you Adam's reaction, because he probably had just, gone to the bathroom, and then he shows up at work, and then he's got to go again. And there's like a 3-hour window where you got to go again, and you can't be like too hydrated, or it doesn't count, and it counts as a fail. It's very tricky, these drug tests.
So
People think, oh, what's the big
McAfee dumpster dove? Did McAfee dumpster dive to get that in show?
No. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I mean, probably more of like a crumple up. And knowing Vinny, he didn't. Adam Vinatieri. No, he probably didn't throw it in the trash. He probably threw it at the wall or something.
Really?
He's got a. He's not from Boston. He's from South Dakota, but he's got this like brash Boston temper, I guess is what I'd say.
Well, it struck me that he.
But that's true. That is true.
Yeah, it struck me that he would know to toss it in a blue can. He would be a recyclable type guy. Is what I'm. I don't know. I'm thinking about that guy.
I think in most circumstances he'd recycle. Right there, I don't know.
I want to finish up this story because we were talking about earlier before about fan mail and receiving some. Please tell your story about receiving fan mail in Green Bay, Matthew. This is one of my favorite stories you tell.
I told it once, Rich. I told it once. It was a Super Bowl commercial, and you were supposed to tell the moment that you arrived. You stepped into this like little, I don't know, it was like a trailer, like you were on MTV Real World or something like that, and you were talking to a camera, and you had like 15 seconds to tell the story when you first knew that you actually arrived in the NFL. And so I told the story about how I didn't have a story. So I told the story how I knew I for sure had not arrived in the NFL. So I don't think I could tell it as well as I told it that one time. I'll let you guys link to it or something.
No, Matthew. I said before I was going to ask. Just tell this story real quick. It's real easy. Please don't make me beg.
Basically, I got my first piece of fan mail ever. Like from a real fan. And it wasn't my mother. It was like from a real Packers fan. I was playing for the Packers at the time. And they were like, oh, dear Mr. Hasselbeck. And I was pretty excited. And then the letter starts out, since Brett Favre doesn't get to all of his fan mail, do you think you could get this card autographed by him for me? Like that was it. That was the moment.
It's fantastic.
That was the moment I knew.
I love it.
Had a long way to go. Long way to go.
And did you crumple it up like Vinatieri, or did you actually go through with it? Do you remember?
No, I think I might have gotten it done. What happened actually that day, I was on the practice squad for the Green Bay Packers, and they had a camera crew following me around, like a day in the life of a Packer practice squad player. And I think this was actually on camera when I'm opening it up, and I'm like, you know me, I'm like being obnoxious and playing it up. I'm like, oh, look, a piece of fan mail. How great. Let's see what they have to say, and here I am reading it to Packers 365 or whatever the name of the show was. So it was pretty. So this video of it,
fantastic.
Pretty good.
Hey, Matthew, enjoy your trip to Denver. Good luck, okay?
Appreciate it, guys. See ya.
You bet. That's Matt Hasselbeck on Colts Cam right here on The Rich Eisen Show.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.